All right, we'll take you across to Varanasi now. These are the visuals that we are showing you. Delegation level talks are happening between India and Mauritius. You can see Prime Minister Narendra Modi leading the Indian delegation. You can also see in the visuals Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri and NSA Ajit Doval also there. And here in the visuals you can see Prime Minister of Mauritius Navinchandra Ramgoolam. So these are the visuals that we are getting you from Varanasi. Delegation level talks are happening between India and Mauritius. Indian delegation being led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and you can also see in the Indian delegation Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, who held talks with the Prime Minister of Mauritius earlier in the day. And you can also see NSA Ajit Doval alongside Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Mauritian delegation being led by the Prime Minister Navinchandra Ramgoolam, who is on a visit to India. So these are the visuals that we are getting you from Mauritius, and these talks are happening. Prime Minister Modi had visited, in fact he came to Varanasi today and he got a rousing welcome, and a grand roadshow in the city was also held. The leaders must be discussing ways to deepen ties in areas ranging from culture and trade to development, cooperation and maritime security. Remember, Mauritius is one of India's closest partners in Indian Ocean region, and these talks today once again underline the civilizational bond that the two nations share. And press statements are also expected shortly. Press statements from the two Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi and Prime Minister of Mauritius Navinchandra Ramgoolam. So this visit of Mauritius Prime Minister is significant. Like we told you, it shows the continuity and consistency in high level exchanges between the two countries, and hosting Prime Minister of Mauritius Navinchandra Ramgoolam in Varanasi rather than just Delhi highlights the cultural connect, civilizational depth and the bond that they both share. And they have showed it again that it's not just about policy and agreements, but also about shared heritage and people to people ties. We'll keep you updated on this, but that's all we have in this edition. Stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar. FBI Director Kash Patel said an unnamed subject had been detained for questioning and then released. Authorities said the suspect likely fired from a rooftop at a significant distance, adding that there were about 3,000 people gathered at the event. Kirk was one of the most prominent pro-Trump activists and conservative media personalities in the US. He has. All right, we'll take you live to Varanasi now, where Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Mauritius Prime Minister Ramgoolam are giving press statements.
Of 4 documents. These are MoU on cooperation in the field of science and technology, MoU between the Council of Scientific Industrial Research and National Institute of Oceanography and the Mauritius Oceanography Institute, MoU between Karma Yogi Bharat DOPT Government of India and the Ministry of Public Service and Administrative Reforms Government of Mauritius, and the agreement between the Government of India and the Government of Mauritius on cooperation for the establishment of telemetry tracking and telecommunication station for satellite launch vehicles and cooperation in the fields of space research, science and application. These will be exchanged on the Mauritius side by Mr. Janamjay Singh Vishnu Dayal, Secretary for Foreign Affairs, and on the Indian side by Shri Vikram Misri, Foreign Secretary. Thank you, Secretaries. We next have the exchange of 3 more documents. These are the Memorandum of Understanding in the field of power sector, the Memorandum of Understanding regarding Indian grant assistance for implementation of Phase 2 of small development projects, and third, the renewal of Memorandum of Understanding in the field of hydrography. These will be exchanged on the Mauritius side again by Mr. Janamjay Singh Vishnu Dayal, Secretary for Foreign Affairs, and on the Indian side by Shri Anurag Srivastava, High Commissioner of India to Mauritius. Thank you, Excellencies. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the exchange ceremony. I now request the spokesperson of External Affairs Ministry to conduct the rest of the proceedings.
Namaskar, good afternoon. Your Excellency, Dr. Navinchandra Ramgoolam, Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Ministers, members of both delegations, distinguished guests, and friends from the media. We will now have the press statements. May I request Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, to give his remarks to the media.
प्रधानमंत्री डॉक्टर नवीनचंद्र रामगुलाम जी, दोनों देशों के डेलीगेट्स, मीडिया के साथियों, नमस्कार। ये मेरे लिए गर्व का विषय है कि मुझे अपने संसदीय क्षेत्र में आपका स्वागत करने का अवसर मिल रहा है। चिरकाल से काशी भारत की सभ्यता और सांस्कृतिक आत्मा का प्रतीक रही है। हमारी संस्कृति और संस्कार सदियों पहले भारत से मॉरिशस पहुंचे और वहां की जीवन धारा में रच बस गए। काशी में मां गंगा के अविरल प्रवाह की तरह भारतीय संस्कृति का सतत प्रवाह मॉरिशस को समृद्ध करता रहा है। और आज जब हम मॉरिशस के दोस्तों का स्वागत काशी में कर रहे हैं, यह केवल औपचारिक नहीं बल्कि एक आत्मिक मिलन है। इसलिए मैं गर्व से कहता हूं कि भारत और मॉरिशस सिर्फ पार्टनर्स नहीं बल्कि एक परिवार है। फ्रेंड्स, मॉरिशस भारत के नेबरहुड फर्स्ट नीति और विजन महासागर का एक महत्वपूर्ण स्तंभ है। मार्च में मुझे मॉरिशस के राष्ट्रीय दिवस समारोह में शामिल होने का सौभाग्य मिला। उस समय हमने अपने संबंधों को एनहांस स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप का दर्जा दिया। आज हमने द्विपक्षीय सहयोग के सभी पहलुओं की विस्तृत समीक्षा की। क्षेत्रीय और वैश्विक मुद्दों पर भी विचार साझा किए। फ्रेंड्स, मैं प्रधानमंत्री रामगुलाम जी और मॉरिशस के लोगों को चागो समझौता संपन्न होने पर हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं। ये मॉरिशस की संप्रभुता की एक ऐतिहासिक जीत है। भारत ने हमेशा डीकोलोनाइजेशन और मॉरिशस की संप्रभुता की पूर्ण मान्यता का समर्थन किया है और इसमें भारत मॉरिशस के साथ दृढ़ता के साथ खड़ा रहा है। फ्रेंड्स, मॉरिशस के विकास में एक विश्वसनीय और प्राथमिक साझेदार होना भारत के लिए गर्व की बात है। आज हमने मॉरिशस की आवश्यकताओं और प्राथमिकताओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए एक स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक पैकेज पर निर्णय लिया है। यह इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मजबूत करेगा, रोजगार के नए अवसर पैदा करेगा और स्वास्थ्य सुविधाओं को सुदृढ़ करेगा। भारत के बाहर पहला जन औषधि केंद्र अब मॉरिशस में स्थापित हो चुका है। आज हमने निर्णय लिया है कि मॉरिशस में आयुष सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस 500 बेड का सर शिव सागर रामगुलाम नेशनल हॉस्पिटल और वेटरनरी स्कूल एंड एनिमल हॉस्पिटल के निर्माण में भारत सहयोग देगा। साथ ही हम चागोस मरीन प्रोटेक्ट एरिया, एसएसआर इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट के एटीसी टावर तथा हाईवे और रिंग रोड के विस्तार जैसी परियोजनाओं को भी आगे बढ़ाएंगे। दिस पैकेज इज नॉट एन असिस्टेंस, इट इज एन इन्वेस्टमेंट इन अवर शेयर्ड फ्यूचर। फ्रेंड, पिछले साल मॉरिशस में यूपीआई और रुपे कार्ड की शुरुआत हुई। अब हम लोकल करेंसी में व्यापार को सक्षम करने की दिशा में काम करेंगे। ऊर्जा सुरक्षा हमारी भागीदारी का एक अहम स्तंभ है। भारत मॉरिशस के एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन में सहयोग दे रहा है। मॉरिशस को 100 इलेक्ट्रिक बसें दी जा रही हैं, जिसमें से 10 पहुंच चुकी है। ऊर्जा के क्षेत्र में संपन्न हुए कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव पार्टनरशिप समझौते से इसे और बल मिलेगा। हमने तमारिंड फॉल्स में 17.5 मेगावाट का फ्लोटिंग सोलर पावर प्लांट के निर्माण में सहयोग देने का निर्णय लिया है। ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट में हम लंबे समय से सहयोग करते आए हैं। अब तक 5,000 से ज्यादा मॉरिशस के नागरिकों ने भारत में प्रशिक्षण प्राप्त किया है। मेरी मार्च यात्रा के दौरान 500 सिविल सेवकों को ट्रेनिंग देने का निर्णय लिया गया था। मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि इसका पहला बैच इस समय मसूरी में ट्रेनिंग कर रहा है। आज हमने तय किया है कि मॉरिशस में एक नया डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी स्थापित किया जाएगा और जल्द ही हम मॉरिशस में मिशन कर्मयोगी के ट्रेनिंग मॉड्यूल भी शुरू करेंगे। भारत के आईआईटी मद्रास तथा इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ प्लांटेशन मैनेजमेंट ने यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मॉरिशस के साथ समझौते संपन्न किए हैं। ये समझौते रिसर्च, शिक्षा और इनोवेशन में आपसी साझेदारी को नए पायदान पर ले जाएंगे। फ्रेंड्स, फ्री, ओपन, सिक्योर, स्थिर और समृद्ध हिंद महासागर हमारी साझा प्राथमिकता है। इस संदर्भ में मॉरिशस के एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन की सुरक्षा और मैरीटाइम कैपेसिटी को मजबूत करने के लिए भारत पूरी तरह प्रतिबद्ध है। इंडिया हैज ऑलवेज स्टूड एट द फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर एंड ए नेट सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइडर इन द इंडियन ओशन रीजन। मॉरिशस के कोस्ट गार्ड शिप का रिफिटिंग भारत में किया जा रहा है। उनके 120 ऑफिसर्स को भारत में ट्रेनिंग भी दी जा रही है। आज हाइड्रोग्राफी के क्षेत्र में सहयोग पर समझौता संपन्न किया गया है और अगले 5 वर्षों तक EEZ का ज्वाइंट सर्वे नेविगेशन, चार्ट्स और हाइड्रोग्राफिक डेटा में आपसी सहयोग करेंगे। एक्सेलेंसी, India and Mauritius are two nations, but our dreams are and destiny are one. इस वर्ष हम सर शिव सागर रामगुलाम जी की 125वीं जयंती मना रहे हैं। वे केवल मॉरिशस के राष्ट्रपिता ही नहीं, बल्कि भारत और मॉरिशस के बीच अटूट सेतु के संस्थापक भी थे। उनकी यह जयंती हमें मिलकर अपने संबंधों को नई ऊंचाई पर ले जाने की प्रेरणा देती रहेगी। मैं फिर एक बार डेलीगेशन का हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं। आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. May I now request His Excellency Dr. Navinchandra Ramgoolam, Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, to give his remarks to the media.
Shri Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the Republic of India, distinguished guests, members of the press. Thank you, Prime Minister, for your kind words. And also, I'm deeply honored that you have invited me to grace this visit here in India in my capacity as Prime Minister of Mauritius. I also want to thank you, Prime Minister, and your government for the generous courtesies that has been extended to us, to my delegation, since our arrival. What has happened when I landed at Varanasi? We were amazed, both myself and my wife. The welcome that we have received, I believe no other Prime Minister has ever received. And I'm glad it's in your constituency. I can understand why you get elected with such huge numbers. Thank you. Members of the press may wish to know that this is my 4th official visit to India, spanning different periods as my tenure as Prime Minister. Over the years, India, through its various governments, has accompanied Mauritius in its journey toward progress and development. You know, we had an embassy, a high commission in India. Even Sir Shiv Sagar insisted that even before independence, we had a high commissioner of India and Mauritius. Over the years, this has strengthened. We have benefited from India's generous assistance and expertise in key sectors of national development, including but not limited to health, education, capacity building. Prime Minister mentioned many of them: renewable energy, this infrastructure, maritime security. India's support, timely support in these areas continues to make a tangible difference in improving the quality of life of Mauritians. I'm glad also that what we had said in our program, many of these are being implemented. We're going to have this, we have said earlier that this will be the veterinary hospital for animals. Also, we have the day before yesterday, a big player in health services is prepared to come to Mauritius to implement a hospital, and they will look also at pediatric and gynecology, as we mentioned, a specialized hospital. Many of these, what we wanted to have in Mauritius, in education, it's a special economic package, as the Prime Minister said. In education, in energy, in infrastructure, in health services, in education. The Ayurvedic Center will also be an exceptional one, thanks to your blessing, Prime Minister. And so we are moving on, and the timing has enabled us to deliver tangible outcomes. It will allow us to deliver tangible outcomes. And we had the privilege, as you know, of welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi for our 57th anniversary of independence. And during this visit, it is during this visit that Modi ji elevated our bilateral relations to a higher level with the Mauritius-India joint document on enhanced strategic partnership. I'm glad now to affirm that our ties now have entered an even more dynamic and forward-looking phase. The obvious issues that we discuss, including the double taxation avoidance treaty, which we think can be improved, but we'll see how things go. And also for the training, for the whole structure of training in our police force. It's very important that we get this training. Our police do come to India for training, but we want to look at the whole structure. As the heart of this visit were very constructive discussions But we also spoke of the surveillance of the vast exclusive economic zone after we acquired, we'll go through Parliament, I think, in a few days. We need technical cooperation from India. We need the surveillance. We don't have the capacity for surveillance. And also we want to visit the Chagos to put our flag there, including Jogwasha. We wanted to have a vessel. The British offered us, but we said we prefer to have one from India because symbolically it would be better. Beyond bilateral issues, Prime Minister Modi and I held deep exchanges on pressing global challenges. As I said, also maritime security, but also climate change, and we will continue to work together. These discussions have culminated in the signing, you've just said, of several Memorandum of Understanding in the fields of community development, power, energy, science and technology, research, education, marine science, and space research, which will guide and strengthen our cooperations in the years ahead. Another highlight has been the high-level business meeting held 2 days ago in Mumbai, which brought together the captains of industry, and it was very fruitful because there's eagerness, because I've told them that don't forget we have preferential access to a lot of markets in Africa. We are a member of SADC, we are a member of COMESA, and we are a member of the African Union. But especially with SADC, there's a lot of double taxation agreement treaties which India business people can also benefit. It will be a win-win situation. This visit has reaffirmed that the ties between Mauritius and India are not defined merely by history or geography, but by shared values, a common vision, and an enduring friendship. Prime Minister, I want to thank you again as we continue with the program so generously elaborated for us. My delegation joins me in again saying a heartfelt thanks to you, Prime Minister, and through you to the government of India and the people of Bharat for the love and affection you have bestowed upon us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That concludes the press statement. Thank you for your presence, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so those were the joint press statements by Prime Minister Modi and PM of Mauritius, Ramgoolam. Several MOUs were exchanged between the two countries. We'll get you details on that shortly. And during his remarks, Prime Minister Modi said that it's a proud moment for me to welcome you in my parliamentary constituency. Kashi has been a symbol of civilization for several centuries, and we are welcoming friends from Mauritius here in Kashi. And this is not just official, but a symbolic visit. We are not only partners, but family. Mauritius is very important part of our Indian Ocean initiatives, and earlier we enhanced our ties to comprehensive strategic relationship, and today we enhance our ties in all the areas of collaboration. PM Modi also said that the first Jan Aushadhi Kendra has been established outside India in Mauritius, and India will be financially assisting Mauritius in various infrastructure development projects. The package is not an assistance but an investment in our shared future. And today we have decided to establish a new science directorate in Mauritius. He also said that free, open, secure, stable Indian Ocean is our shared responsibility, and we have decided to work on hydrography data. India and Mauritius are the two nations, but our destiny and future are same. Also, during his remarks, PM Ramgoolam said that we thank you for the generous courtesy extended to us, the welcome that we got. I feel no Prime Minister has got earlier, and India has supported Mauritius in various endeavours, and the ties between the two nations has been elevated by PM Modi to even closer ties between the two countries. He also said that we'll continue to work together on maritime security and climate change. Also, he mentioned, also said that about, he also mentioned about the MOUs that have been signed, and MOUs that have been signed are there up on your screens. And he said that ties with India have strengthened over the years and will continue the same. All right, so several MOUs have also been exchanged between the two countries, and both the leaders, Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister of Mauritius, delivered their remarks. So this was the gist of what they said, and we'll have a detailed story in our subsequent bulletins. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.